There is a lot of drama surrounding him and the guys that he associates with. We believe that some of those guys have been involved in criminal activity here in Baton Rouge.
NBA YoungBoy is now caught up in a massive federal probe that, if proven true, could keep him behind bars for life. Investigators claim they've even handed what looks like a roadmap linking nearly 19 violent incidents to his inner circle. The same rapper who was recently pardoned and packing out arenas may now be facing one of the most intense RICO situations hip-hop has ever seen. Everyone thought he finally escaped the Baton Rouge drama and was living peacefully in Utah. But now, new claims are coming up that blur the line between what's real and what's speculation. Everything shifted when reports started circulating that investigators had stumbled across evidence they'd been trying to piece together for years, alleged links to nearly 19 deadly incidents connected to YoungBoy's 4KT crew. Now, before anyone calls this an internet theory, remember, the feds don't play when it comes to RICO cases. They've reportedly had their eyes on YoungBoy since around 2018, when he was first described as a possible leader within a violent Louisiana street group. Things allegedly trace back to 2017 with the death of G Money. He wasn't just some random rival. This was someone YoungBoy once looked up to back when they were both tied to the TBG camp. But as YoungBoy's career grew and the labels started calling, jealousy, loyalty, and street politics created a divide that spiraled into long-lasting beef.
Everything was still all good until he started, like doing his own thing, getting him a little buzz, getting a little money. He just got the big head and just started like the feelings he been feeling probably deep down inside that he was scared to put out. He let that out once he got a name.
On the night of September 10, 2017, just after 1:30 a.m., G Money was at a studio on the 1900 block of Dallas Drive, the same spot where the TBG camp used to lay down most of their tracks. He was reportedly working on another diss aimed at YoungBoy, calling him out and questioning his reputation in the streets. But that night, G Money made a dangerous move. He went on social media, openly showing where he was, standing right outside the studio and talking bold about how YoungBoy wasn't really built like that. According to people familiar with the situation, that moment of going live at the wrong place and wrong time set off a chain of events no one saw coming.
Don't impress me, man. You hear me? I know real money, man. Don't impress me, man. You hear me? You know what I'm saying? Copycat. You the next you see me do, you wanna do, but you supposed to be up to. What you saying? Huh? I'm about beefing. What it is? You hear me? Who you is? Get it. Don't you, man? That nigga. I don't like you. I'm gonna keep on that. I don't like you. Oh yeah. Get off of nigga.
What happened next?
What happened next would go on to shift the entire direction of the Baton Rouge street scene. According to the rumors that spread afterward, G Money walked out of that studio for the last time and was suddenly caught in an ambush. Shots rang out, and that moment became the first chapter in what people later described as a decade-long chain of retaliations and violence. The wild part? Someone snapped pictures of blood-soaked pillows at the scene, and the streets started buzzing with a story that the attackers tossed a pillow at G Money and told him to go to sleep. Whether true or exaggerated, that image quickly turned into a Baton Rouge legend, fueling the myth that NBA's side was made up of shadowy figures nobody wanted problems with. And you might remember when King Von once called out YoungBoy for capping in his lyrics. Von was reacting to YoungBoy's track, Play With Us, where he rapped about avenging deaths and spilling blood for blood. Von stopped the track mid-play and claimed YoungBoy wasn't really living the body count he talked about.
YoungBoy talking about on this song, bro.
What?
He talking crazy on this man.
Oh yeah?
He ain't even like that.
Oh!
On his ass now.
On his
All that
ass.
cap.
The second incident people connected to this timeline allegedly happened just a month later and involved 19-year-old Ernisha Barnes, known as Nisha. She was sitting in a parked car outside a deli when shots were fired from a red Chevy Trailblazer. Word on the streets was that she got caught in the middle of an attack aimed at her boyfriend, Hammer, who was rumored to be caught up in conflict with YoungBoy's circle. In YoungBoy's leaked track Money Man, fans pointed out how he describes a nearly identical scene, aiming for Hammer but accidentally hitting his girlfriend instead. That connection fueled even more speculation, making people believe the song was referencing that very moment.
Details are emerging this afternoon following a shooting overnight that left a 19-year-old Baton Rouge woman dead.
But that was only the beginning. The violence that followed pushed the Baton Rouge street war into a whole new level. By May 2018, rumors started spreading that Big Dump, YoungBoy's own manager and the man people claimed had allegedly placed a six-figure bounty on G-Money, had been taken out in retaliation. According to witnesses, TBG supposedly rolled up on him in his old neighborhood on Nan Drive while he was outside talking with family and friends. A drive-by erupted, shots flew, and just like that, the message was clear: anyone tied to YoungBoy could be reached. And the cycle didn't slow down. On November 26, 2018, Boulevard Quick, the TBG rapper who had been going at YoungBoy online, and even dissing his mother, became the next name added to the long list of losses fueling the feud. His death sent shockwaves through the city and showed just how deep the rivalry had gotten.
Tag me and all. You see this here? I caught that. He's up. Your mama's, your dad is, everybody you roll with it.
Got gunned down at Lakeside.
He was reportedly shot at the Lakeside Villa apartments just after midnight. For months, Quick had been online talking wild, dropping videos daring YoungBoy to pull up and find him. According to the Street Talk, somebody eventually did. Multiple shots were fired, and he was pronounced dead on the scene. What made the situation even more surreal were the reactions that followed. People online claimed YoungBoy's camp seemed to reference these losses in their music. The very next day, YoungBoy hopped on Instagram Live, rapping a snippet from his unreleased track, My Mama Say, spitting lines about how people keep threatening to touch him, yet they're the ones supposedly ending up gone. It only added more fuel to the legend the streets were building around the feud.
My mama. Think I ain't see that nigga, huh? It's a joke, huh? Bitch.
NBA Big B even dropped tracks with titles like Smoking on Quick, complete with cover art of him blowing smoke, and to the streets, these weren't just diss records, they felt like straight-up confessions. But this is where the story moves way beyond simple rap beef. According to the narratives floating around the city, YoungBoy wasn't just clapping back at threats. People believed he was building a full-blown violent operation. Anyone who tried to test NBA or 4KT supposedly ended up gone, and the rumored body count kept stacking. By 2019, YoungBoy was rapping about 3 bodies in his music. In the leaked track Murder Man, he mentions that someone talking crazy about him on Instagram would be number 4, and fans speculated he was referencing King Von, who had just taken shots at him publicly. But the violence didn't stop there. Things escalated when YoungBoy's brothers got caught up in their own conflict. In December 2019, 17-year-old Javon Brown was killed after a school bus fight spiraled out of control. YoungBoy's brothers, Wei Yunji and D Gobbler, were arrested in connection with the case, dragging 4KT deep into a new battle with the 300 Alliance. Payback came fast. On Christmas Eve, 17-year-old Giovanni Taplin, also known as T6, was killed during a home invasion. Then, in February 2020, a rising athlete and rapper named Quan Law, better known as Garin Bang, was shot outside the Mall of Louisiana after an earlier fight inside. 3 teens were arrested, including 14-year-old Bradley Payne, now rapper 38 Young, who was rumored to be connected to YoungBoy's Northside Rangers. Street politics run deep everywhere, but what made YoungBoy's situation different was his fame and resources. According to rumors, he had the money to turn his crew into something more organized. In his music, he rapped about dropping bags, sending hitters, and paying people to move for him, and fans claimed the lyrics lined up with real-life incidents. On March 1, 2020, Louis Cryer, known as Scooter, was killed in a drive-by on Cambridge Street. Street said Scooter was the person who allegedly took the life of YoungBoy's childhood friend, Lil Dave, back in 2010. YoungBoy had been referencing revenge for Lil Dave for years, and in his 2020 track Hold 13, he talks about how they killed Lil Dave when he was just 12. But once he hit 20, he knocked the killer's face off. Things reached a boiling point during the Miami incident in May 2019. YoungBoy was staying at the Trump International Hotel when rumors say TBG members Yoshi and Seven Hardway tracked him down and opened fire. A chaotic shootout broke out in the middle of a luxury resort. An innocent bystander, Mohammed Girardi, tragically lost his life, and YoungBoy's girlfriend was shot in the shoulder. Retaliation followed quickly. On March 22, 2020, Travis Parker, known as T-Baby, was shot and killed at his family's home. A week later, Jason Nixon, known as Dutch, was gunned down in front of a convenience store. Dutch was known as a TBG veteran who'd been active for years, but 4KT supporters claimed he was caught slipping. For anyone unfamiliar with how federal RICO works, here's the basics. The feds don't need to prove YoungBoy personally did anything. They just need to claim he oversaw a group that committed violence to protect their power. And the narrative shows a long pattern that investigators could interpret exactly that way. The chaos hit another level in 2021 and 2022 when new conflicts broke out between the Vultures and Bleeders, and 4KT got pulled in through alliances. Cornell McDuffie, known as Nell, died in a car crash after being shot on the interstate. Michael Riley and his 5-year-old nephew Carson were killed in a double murder that shook the entire city. The most shocking moment came in February 2022 at the Mall of Louisiana. Trublita and his friend Cliff were ambushed by what looked like a coordinated hit squad using 2 separate cars. They were gunned down in broad daylight, and the aftermath went viral online. Social media exploded when members connected to 4KT were accused of celebrating. YoungBoy's brother Boy even posted LOL with laughing emojis, which only made the situation blow up even more. According to the narratives circulating online, a lot of the so-called evidence tied to YoungBoy comes straight from his own lyrics. In the track My Bobo with Herm the Black Sheep, he raps about being 15 bodies up and even claims he could name 5 alleged bodies Herm supposedly caught himself. He talks about riding behind Herm on drills, watching him chase people down, and getting hyped whenever he saw a headline that matched one of their alleged street incidents. But what really got people talking was the way YoungBoy's body counts seemed to grow from song to song. When he mentioned 7 in Dead Trolls back in 2020, fans immediately connected it to 7 specific deaths linked to his long-running conflicts. When he updated that number to 12 in his 2022 track, This Not a Song, This For My Supporters, people pointed out that roughly 12 more losses had occurred during that period. And by the time he claimed 19 in Tears of War in 2024, the math, at least according to street speculation, lined up again. Even while YoungBoy was locked up, the rumors of violence around his circle didn't stop. In 2024 alone, several incidents shook Louisiana. Dart from the Soul Snatcher gang was killed in a shooting that injured 5 others. Harley Ken, a manager with ties to various TBG artists, was gunned down in Dallas. Sage Wilson from SOG was shot on Susan Avenue and later died in the hospital. Each of these incidents added more fuel to the theory that the street war around YoungBoy's name hadn't slowed down at all. Meanwhile, federal investigators were reportedly building a RICO case as far back as 2018, labeling YoungBoy as the alleged leader of a violent Louisiana organization. They claimed he was connected to multiple shootings, including the Miami hotel incident, and documented countless social media posts where people connected to his camp laughed at or dissed their rivals after deadly events. But until recently, investigators struggled to tie all the threads together into one unified case. And the timing couldn't have been worse. YoungBoy had just received a presidential pardon, believing he was finally clear of his past legal battles. But pardons only apply to specific convictions, not future charges and not sweeping RICO cases. And a federal RICO conviction can mean life without parole. Ironically, the biggest threat to YoungBoy, at least according to investigators, is his own music. Every time he referenced bodies, every time he updated his count, every time he mentioned paying hitters or celebrating revenge, prosecutors saw it as potential ammunition. They love when alleged criminals narrate their own stories publicly, and YoungBoy had been doing so for years. Street chatter points to NBA affiliates like Ben 10 Herm the Black Sheep Big B and others as being part of a crew that allegedly carried out hits, bragged about them online, dropped songs about specific incidents, and even showed symbolic references in music videos. To investigators, it's not just music, it's documentation. Public, timestamped, and admissible. And here's the wildest part, that rumored 19 body count might not even be the full picture. Those are only the cases fans and bloggers have been able to link using public info. There could be more incidents investigators believe tie into the same pattern: situations that never hit the news, losses that got overlooked, or targets who simply vanished. If the rumors are true, the feds are likely treating this new wave of information like a full map, a guide connecting years of conflicts, lyrics, posts, alliances, and losses into one massive narrative centered around YoungBoy's circle. Each connection outlined, every piece of information mentioned, and all the timelines laid out. Investigators can now use all of that as a foundation. They can track down witnesses, check call logs, dig through online activity, and start assembling a full picture of what really happened. And the streets have their own opinions. Aside from King Von, who confronted YoungBoy publicly but passed away before anything could be proven, nobody else from his rival camps openly accused YoungBoy of exaggerating his claims. Most stayed silent, and some didn't survive long enough to speak on it. In street culture, that type of silence is seen as its own kind of evidence. According to the narrative circulating online, YoungBoy's rise in fame only added fuel to the fire. More money meant more power, and more pressure on his circle to defend his image. What began as neighborhood conflicts allegedly escalated into something resembling a violent network tied closely to his success. But this situation isn't just about whether YoungBoy might face charges. Federal investigators could potentially target the entire group around him. RICO laws allow authorities to go after everyone connected to a suspected criminal operation, from close associates to affiliated crews. Reports claim investigators are examining whether YoungBoy acted as a leader who directed others, financed violent acts, or used his music career to cover up illegal activities. They're said to be reviewing his lyrics, his team's online posts, and financial movements to see if they point toward organized wrongdoing. Ultimately, this goes far beyond rap beef or controversial lyrics. It raises the question of whether one of the biggest names in hip-hop was truly involved in a violent organization operating behind the scenes. Authorities have a direction, but proving it in front of a jury is a whole different challenge. What do you think about the federal focus on this case? Do you believe anything will come of it, or will YoungBoy walk free once again? Drop your thoughts below and check out the related videos for updates on this unfolding story.